Oh my lord, what is going on here? There we go. Bloody hell.
We'll get there eventually.
It's been a long time since I had technical difficulties like that at the beginning of the 5 in midfield.
It's a bit mad.
Oh, what's going on here? It's 5 in midfield. I'm Gav Mack Stephen Buck.
Hey.
And it's just got my full name there, but don't worry about that.
Sorry, I know you're thinking of me, really. Don't worry.
I know.
I'm okay with it.
I'm just so used to you not being here and you being on the other side of the screen.
It's not COVID anymore, though.
Oh yeah.
We're within 6.
Yeah. Oh, we are in the 6, but we're allowed to.
I don't know. Do we back off?
Oh, we do what we like, don't we? It's 5 in midfield today, and what we're going to be doing is looking at the 5 best Americans of all time. But I've got a feeling there's going to be a bit of a twist with it.
This week
there will be a bit of a twist. Before we go any further, let's deal with the particulars and the housekeeping. You can subscribe to our channel at Two at Top Football on all social media. On YouTube, it's youtube.com/Two at Top Football. Did you know if you put our name in Google, our name comes up first?
Always good.
Just put in Two at Top. You don't have to put the football bit.
You don't even need Google. You can do it on Chrome.
Yeah, you do it on
Internet
Chrome.
Explorer.
Yeah.
You can do it any
You
browser
can do it
you
on
want.
Bing.
Whatever you
Bing
want.
still a thing?
Nah,
that's
edge
really.
now.
Ask Jeeves.
Is he still around?
I don't know. And also make sure you download Soccer Manager 2021. It's available on Google Play App Store. You can do that straight away. It's happy days if you want to get on it and get involved with that. Right then, top 5s. Best Americans.
Yep. So you're going to kick us off or me?
Yeah. I'll get going. Number 5, Eric Ronaldo.
Okay.
I just love him.
Okay. Nothing can be said of that.
No, that's it. No,
That's
he's
it.
one of the first Americans to actually come over to Europe and do a job. Striker. He went over to Bochum and was doing bits for Bochum. Like Bochum were nowhere in the Bundesliga at that sort of stage, and he came in and made a name for himself. He also scored 1 in 3 for the national side.
Which is a good return.
It's a great return for anyone,
international.
really. I think we always forget that nowadays, because you have got Ronaldo and Messi, you see goals going in left, right, and centre. So if someone scores 20 goals a season, it's like, well, you're not very good. No, it's
But
a
you
lie.
are.
Yeah.
You are. It's just we're very blessed to have 2 supremely talented forwards
Exactly.
during our generation. Every generation tends to have one.
Mm-hmm.
We're lucky we've got 2.
Yeah, exactly. So Eric Ronaldo, I'm not trying to say he's going to tear it would have tore up trees and things like that, but I just loved his physicality. He had a good eye for goal, as I said, but it was 1 in 3 for international.
Yeah,
I think that's great. So he is my number 5. My number 4 is Claudio Reyna.
Good player.
Good
Underrated.
Underrated.
Very underrated.
Yeah, he really is. And he came through the ranks at Leverkusen and then went out on loan to Wolfsburg. But it was his time at Rangers which got him his name, I would say. So he's another player, over 100 caps for the national side. Rangers, that was at a time when Scottish football was just before its dip off the cliff. So his move then got him. Yeah, he went to Sunderland, but those couple of years when he was at Rangers, I just felt that he was good enough to do what he needed to do. And then obviously he's got great genes because his young lad now is coming through at Dortmund. And not just that, we have a bit of a connection with Austin FC, and so does he. So
excellent.
Tenuous link. We are part of his little crew there. Sort of. Number 3, Michael Bradley.
Okay.
For me, I think Michael Bradley is one of the most underrated midfielders to come from those shores.
What he did wasn't pretty. Really.
Yeah, which is great because everyone's so fixated on, oh, how many goals did you get? Oh, how many assists did you get? No, do you turn over the ball well? Do you receive the ball? Do you feed it off? You know, he doesn't have to get assists. It's not his job. You know, his job was to feed it on to someone who's going to get the assist, and then they would feed it on to someone to get the goal.
However, didn't he take over the national side not so long ago and not have a great?
No, he's still about. He's still right there. You think about his old man. His old man weren't very good.
Yeah, that was a disaster.
No, yeah, and he was at Swansea, weren't he? His old man, Bob Bradley. But
it wasn't a good day.
No, he wasn't very good.
No.
But his son Michael, made his name predominantly at Toronto, but also turned up at Roma and had a season or two at Roma. Didn't do too well when he was over in England, but not every player has to do well when you come over here.
There's plenty of bigger names that haven't done as good a job in England as they have done abroad.
True, but number two, one player who did do very well over here, 310 appearances on the spin, record consistent games, and this is Brad Friedel, mate. Brad Friedel.
No, I love Brad Friedel.
There was no way I was going to use the Spurs picture for that.
I know you were. You went for another one. So I love Brad Friedel. I think he's a fantastic goalkeeper. He was a very good leader. And actually, I think he's probably one of the two best free transfers the Premier League ever had. Because he went from, I think it was Aston Villa at the time, over to Spurs.
Yes.
Free transfer, albeit he was like 38 years old at the time.
Doesn't matter.
But he took over from Aurelio Gomez and he still stayed. And I think now he's club ambassador as well over in the States for the Spurs. But he was also a free transfer when he left Liverpool.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
And wherever he went, whether you were talking what he did at Blackburn, what he did at Spurs, what he did over at Villa, he was a solid performer the whole way through his Premier League career.
Yes.
The only time where you probably went, he didn't really flash really well was his time at Liverpool. But even then, it wasn't a bad career.
When he came in, he did a job. And that's what you want, isn't it? But here's number two. And the reason why he's number two is because number one, rapper extraordinaire, Clint Dempsey.
I'm so pleased Landon Donovan hasn't any of that.
I was thinking about putting Joe Max Moore in, but Roy Wegerle, he fancied it. No, there's some players that aren't going to get anywhere near it, but Clint Dempsey,
he's a good player. Again, underrated though.
I don't think he gets the props. I think you're right. I don't think he gets the props that he truly deserved because he was combative.
Yeah.
He scored goals. He would throw a tackle in when he needs to. He would pick a pass. He was a leader.
Sound.
Yeah, and a great rapper, as I said. So, yeah, you heard the song before.
No,
I'll find it for you.
Sure
It's better than Fantastic Fear, Zia's Veg, which song I love.
Right, we're going really strong if it's better than that.
Oh, my God, yeah, absolute banger. But, yeah, that's my top five. So, yeah, I've got Clint Dempsey as number one. Before we go any further, there's a couple of comments here. Lawrence Mockridge, he says, branching out to soccer. You'll be watching rugby next. Don't push it, son. Don't push it. And Dylan from TAP, the Armchair Pundits, make sure you look at their stuff as well. He said he was class, done really well in Europe. I'm not quite sure you're on about. I think you might be on about Eric Winalda or
maybe Dempsey.
Or Dempsey, or any of them, really. Yeah, any of them. I really hope it's Winalda. I really do. Right. They are my top fives. Buckster.
Okay, so I've got a slight twist for this week.
Okay, talk to me about the twist.
So I've gone for top fives.
Yes.
They're all American.
Yes.
None of them are male.
Say what? Oh,
I've gone for the female soccer stars. And I'll tell you what.
Okay, I like that.
Our male counterparts over in the US, at international level, and this is kind of where I've gone with this, at international level, they've not really done a lot.
Alexis Lalas?
Yeah, but not that much.
Beasley?
Not that much. Not when you look at
Eddie
their
Pope?
female counterparts.
I'm just reading off American names.
It's not as good. So all of my top five are all from the female side of the game. These are women's American national players that have either really set the world alight or have completely set records.
Okay, brilliant. So, I like that. Who's your number five?
Number five, Christine Italy.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to kick off with longevity as a career. And you're talking about a player here that had a 23-year international career.
Christ.
354 international caps.
Jesus Christ.
Now, let's just put that into perspective. That's not even a women's record. That's a male or female record for the number of caps representing the US national team.
Anyone, surely.
That is a level.
Jesus.
It gets better. 100 career goals.
Yeah.
100 international assists.
Jesus.
And that's just number five.
Wow. Who's your number four? See ya.
Number four, someone that most of us are probably going to recognise, not necessarily for what she did in the game, but what she was doing outside of the game. and that's Hope Solo. So this is the American goalkeeper, not too long retired, to be fair. But again, you look at what she brought to the game, and we're looking at more the modern transition of the women's game, where it's not quite at the amateur level. They were starting to transition into the professional game. They were starting to get paid. They were starting to get some recognition. She has the most clean sheets of any goalkeeper ever to represent her country.
Jesus. More than Brad Friedel?
More than Brad Friedel.
Wow. More than Tim Howard?
I don't know about Tim Howard.
What about Casey Keller?
I'll stop. She has the most starts for the female international.
Yeah.
She has the most wins in the female national game.
Jesus.
And actually, she was part of a team that went undefeated for 55 consecutive matches. 55.
I hate sitting there like going, wow, because I didn't know this. I'm annoyed because it's football related that I don't know, and it annoys me. But at the same time, I'm astounded.
It's amazing.
That's
absolutely amazing.
What a record! And this is number 4.
That's just number 4.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Do you want to know?
Number 3. We've gone for the little cup of tea herself.
Oh yeah,
Alex Morgan.
she loves it.
So there's a few people out there that will go, yeah, but she hasn't won a Ballon d'Or. Well, you've only had it twice so far in the women's game. And she was 3rd.
Yeah,
That's our starting thing.
Yeah.
She's already got the 3rd best goals ratio in the history of the women's game as far as the American players are concerned.
Jesus.
She's got 107 international goals. She's still only 31. Yeah,
So
but
she's still got another 3-4
so
years.
she's got plenty
to go,
of seasons
at
left
least.
in her. As I said, and she's only the 2nd player to score 20 goals and get 20 assists in the same calendar year. And we'll come back to the other one who did that later on in the list.
Oh, okay. Number 2.
Number 2, her former partner, Carly Lloyd.
Yeah, love Carly Lloyd.
Fantastic
player.
player.
What a player.
Yeah, we're not even just talking about a player here that was great for the women's game and lit up the women's game. Actually, talk about a player you could have lifted her outside the women's game, stuck her into some of the men's teams.
Yes,
And
yes.
she'd have still done it.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
And the character of how she played, both in terms of mental strength and ability. So we're all going to talk goals, 110 goals. That's big. But in terms of winning mentality and winning character, 2015 World Cup final, she goes and bags a hat-trick.
Yeah.
Now, that's it. That's a mic drop as far as I'm concerned with her career. That is a phenomenal thing to go and do, and it shows the real mental strength that she had. But she was a phenomenal player and thoroughly deserving of the accolades that she got.
So that means who's at the top of your tree?
It's a big one. Mia Hamm.
Do you know what? Yeah.
It's a big one.
Do you know what? That is big.
It's
That's
huge.
and it's bold as well.
Massive.
Go for it.
So-
tell me why Maya Hamm is your number 1.
So we've mentioned a lot about goals,
Mhm.
caps, assists. She's number 1 for assists for her country.
Yeah.
She's 3rd for the number of career appearances at international level for her country.
Mm-hmm.
She's 2nd for the number of goals scored for her country.
Mm-hmm.
She's in Pele's FIFA 100 list of all time. Male and female combined, she hits the top 100 in Pele's list.
Okay.
She took part in 5 World Cups.
Yeah.
She was 5 times Player of the Year for the US national team consecutively.
Jesus.
The list just goes on and on and on. And again, this is a player that you could lift out of the women's game
And
put her into a men's team.
Yeah.
and she would still go and do it. What she did at a time when, again, the women's game weren't quite at the same level of marketing, money, sports merchandise that it is now. You know, it's starting to get more TV coverage.
Yeah.
She was at that very, very sort of cutting edge of it, just tipping into that area. What she did and what she achieved was phenomenal. If she'd have had the backing, the coaching, the funding, and all the other setups that these players have got now, who knows
where she would be now. Now, for me, the main person missing from your list is Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah. Now, Megan Rapinoe is an interesting one. If you look back at what she did in 2019, there's no doubt she had a phenomenal year.
Yeah, she did, yeah.
you cannot take any of that away from her. And actually, she's thoroughly justified in being Ballon d'Or and Golden Boot winner, won the World Cup, co-led the team to the winning final. But if I look at what she did before that, it doesn't quite have the same level of consistency that these five have.
No, I get that.
She's playing over, I think she's playing at Olympic Lyon at the minute.
Yeah.
But coming into that final before that, she'd had a really bad injury. So she had an ACL injury. Her form hadn't been great. She'd been in and out of the side and not being quite as effective. And at one stage, the coach actually brought her into the side, despite the fact she was trying to blood in the next generation of younger players, some of which were like 10 years younger than her, and playing in her position. She didn't really light it up. Coach moved her to the side, didn't give her any game time. Mentally, what that allowed her to go and do was to regroup, refocus, and she came back a stronger player for 2019 and thoroughly deserved all those accolades. But has she consistently done it on the pitch? No. What she done off the pitch is phenomenal for the women's game. Yeah, the championing of anti-racism, LGBT rights, women's game in general, so having equal pay to the men and equal reward structures, I think is fantastic, and I really do hope Megan carries on doing that. But unfortunately, just on playing ability alone, not quite. She doesn't quite make my list.
Do you know what? That's a very, very concise roundup of Megan Rapinoe, and that was our top fives. Before we go, there's a couple of comments there. Lawrence has said Brad was an amazing goalkeeper, Schmeichel level. If he was European, he would have been a World Cup winner. Back. I think I know who that is. What's good, bro? I missed the Thiago talk. I'll send you a message in a minute. Dylan was on about Michael Bradley.
Okay.
Very good with that as well. Actual Simon is watching it on Twitch, which is great. Do you think the public will be in this list by Pulisic? I reckon. Sorry, Pulisic will be in this list. Pulisic will. I really wanted to put Pulisic down in this list, but
I hope so.
He is not there yet. No, but
he's very young.
Yeah, exactly.
He's very, very young.
He will be the best American player of all time.
There's a caveat to that, which is the same caveat you'd apply to most of the young players that have gone to really big clubs at such an early stage in their career. Can they keep their head? Can they maintain their work?
Hey, look, he had Charles at Brackley Town when he was 7 years old. I'm sure he will. And he says, I love Alex Morgan. I think we all do.
Yeah, we all love Alex
Morgan. She is an absolutely phenomenal player. So, yeah.
I think Spurs' best striker they've signed in the last 3 seasons.
It is. Honestly,
male or female, to be honest.
It actually makes me want to get a Spurs shirt.
I think we should. Maybe we should go and see a women's game over at the Spurs.
Yeah, we'll go down to where?
Well,
there. So that's it for our top five. Now, if you would like to suggest a top five to us, feel free. Follow us on Twitter at 2UpTopFootball, the number 2UpTopFootball. Give us a suggestion and we'll do it. Or come on and do it with us. What's your top five? Which fans have done already since we've been running this. This is episode number 23. So fill your boots, get involved and enjoy the top five list with us. Now, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's at 2UpTopFootball. I keep saying it's at 2UpTopFootball because I'm so used to saying it at the beginning. It's not. It's www.youtube.com/2UpTopFootball. And did you know, if you put 2UpTop into Google, our name comes up first. And that is the joy of us. Thank you. And ta-ra.